everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of my new podcast, Master Self Love Inside. What is it that you think of yourself? What are your goals and dreams? And have you had problems achieving what it is that you want? And if so, what do you think has been holding you back? And this could be anything. This could be marriage. This could be being in a committed relationship. Could be being a better parent, achieving your entrepreneur goals, achieving that promotion at work that you want, losing weight. It could be anything that you want, that you desire. What is it that's holding you back? I myself am a firm believer in self-awareness, and I believe that when you learn about yourself, life becomes a little bit more better for you because you know you, okay? And when you know yourself, no one can tell you anything about you because you are aware of who you are. All right? So let's talk about that. What is it that you want? And if you can make a comment, write in a comment, what is it that you desire, that you seem to be having a hard time acquiring? Sometimes our backgrounds, where we come from, like for me, for example, I didn't grow up around a lot of dreamers. The people I grew up around got up, went to work every day, came home on the weekends, they enjoyed themselves, they drank, they got high. Whatever it was that made them happy during the weekend, that's what they did. But as I grew up and I saw that, I knew deep down inside that I wanted more out of life than to be working on a job 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. I didn't want that. And maybe that is you too. I'm not sure. If that is you, that is fine. We are here to talk about how you can achieve the things that you want. And if that's what you want, a job that you can be successful at, then go for it. But sometimes we have to look into ourselves and see what is holding us back from achieving the things we want. And sometimes that is lack of awareness of ourselves. We know, but sometimes we don't put the two together. You know what I mean? Like, I know when I wanted to be in a committed relationship, you go through relationship after relationship and it's not working. And we cannot figure out why it's not working. We get hurt by other people, but why? Why do we get hurt? For one, we have high expectations of other people and not of ourselves. That's number one. We expect a person to come in our lives and give us the world. And that's not always going to happen, okay? Unless we do some work on ourselves. If you came from a background where, I'm going to say a dysfunctional background. Most of the time, if you come from a dysfunctional background, you have had to deal with some trauma and some scars. You have had to deal with some traumas and some scars that you have to overcome. And sometimes, even as an adult, we have not overcome our past. But your past does not have to equal your future. Okay? You can do some work on yourself, some healing. Now, I know from the type of background that I came from, I knew that I need healing. I knew that I need healing. But I didn't know how to get it. I didn't have money for therapy. I didn't even know where to get therapy from, to be honest with you. Okay, how I started healing myself is when Oprah came on. When Oprah had her TV show, that's when I started learning more about myself, because that's what she did. Oprah kind of went into people's backgrounds and she dug and dug until she got them to open up, and it was a part of a healing. And that's what I learned. And then she introduced Dr. Phil. He had some very interesting shows on healing. And so that's where I got my start of healing. I would buy his books, I read his books, and it helped me to understand my feelings. It helped me understand what I was going through. And it helped me to take a look at myself. I became more self-aware. And it didn't all happen at once. I believe that healing is a lifelong journey because I believe that there's always going to be something or someone that's going to come along and that's going to trigger your pain. Someone is going to remind you of your pain. And how do you deal with it? How do you handle that? Some people just ignore it and just kind of brush it to the side, but that is not the way. If you want a better life, you have to learn to heal and set boundaries. You have to set boundaries and you have to stick to those boundaries. But again, it also always starts with self-awareness. You have to become aware of what you want and who you are. Who are you? Have you asked yourself that? You are not your past. Your past is a part of you. But as you grow and you get older, you are supposed to mature and learn some things about yourself that can set you free from the pain, from your past. So self-awareness is really just getting to know who you are. It's getting to know who you are. I remember being a young single mom of 2 small children. And it was a part of my life that was hard. It was hard raising 2 children as a single parent. It was something that I never envisioned happening to me. But when you're young, you don't really look at things like that. I came from a background of where I learned how to survive. I had to survive. And then when I got pregnant with my first child, that just kind of added, it added trauma on top of trauma, okay? But I mean, today it was one of the best things that could have happened to me because it made me become more aware. It made me become stronger because now I had this little person to take care of, right? So, in learning how to take care of my children and juggling jobs that I didn't want, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision that I wanted better for them. I wanted better for me, but I wanted better for them. And I wanted my kids to look up to me and know that their mom worked hard so that they could succeed. And a lot of us didn't have that. You know, I didn't have that. I don't know what kind of background or mom or pops that you had, but I had a mom that was depressed. I had a father that was an alcoholic. And when you have parents that are not on top of their game, it kind of throws your game off because you are learning from what you see. You are learning their behavior, you know, but sometimes we don't take on their behavior because you could look at people. I've never had anyone in my life, in my family, honestly, that I could say, oh, I want to be like them when I grow up. Never, ever have I. I had my own mind and my own vision. But it took for me to go through a couple of trials to get to that vision. Working in a factory for 8 hours, standing on cement floors, legs hurting, working overnight 11 and 7, just to take care of my babies. I knew that there had to be more. And I knew that I had to get a career. I had to invest in myself. Then that is just one thing, okay? So I went to hair school, and that was a part of becoming self-aware. I knew that I did not want to work in a factory. And a couple of other jobs I had to, I did not want to do that. And all of that is a part of becoming aware. I knew I did not want to have another relationship, another failed relationship, keep having babies after babies. I had to learn about myself. I had to learn what I was going to deal with and what I was not going to deal with anymore. Okay, so it takes some studying on your part to learn who you are. Yep, you have to study yourself. It's so easy for us to look at other people and see what's wrong with them. And it's so easy for us to look at other people and see all the blessings that they have and wonder why we cannot achieve those blessings. It's several reasons why you can't achieve those blessings. But you have to learn you. You have to become self-aware of who you are. You have to face yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I believe that you can have whatever you want. You just have to learn how to get it, and you have to learn you. That is becoming self-aware, learning who you are. What I want you to do right now is I want you to think about your dreams and your goals. Is there something that you're working on or working towards? Is there something that you want that you don't know how to achieve? And I say, look in the mirror and start with yourself. Learn what it is that you like, you don't like. Here's an example. Why go apply for a job at a daycare when you don't have the patience for kids? Why become a customer service rep when you have no patience for people? In a relationship, you have to decide what you will accept from your partner and what you won't. You have to set those boundaries. And at the same time, some people have a list so long of what they want out of a partner, but yet they are not that themselves. You have to look in the mirror and say, who am I? Who do I want to become to achieve the things that I want to achieve? Yes, it takes work, not on the other person, on you. It takes work on yourself to achieve the things that you want. I know one thing, I had to learn a lot about myself to acquire the things that I had to have now. Excuse me, y'all. I had to learn who I am. I had to make some adjustments in myself. I remember one time, well, a few times, my brothers and sisters used to tell me that I was controlling. And I'm not controlling. What I wanted was the best for them. Now, it took someone outside of my family to tell me that I was controlling in order for me to actually look at the situation. I don't know why. Sometimes we just don't listen to the people close to us. But this person told me that I was controlling. It was actually a girl that I went to high school with. And when she told me that, I was like, she trying to get over on me. Yeah, okay, I'm a hairdresser. She was trying to get over on me for her hair. You know, trying to get a cheap price or something. Something went down like that. And then she said I was controlling. I don't remember the story, but I remember that she was the one that told me that. And that really, really made me look at myself. And I do have a tad bit of controlling in me. But I had to realize that my success was not my brothers and sisters' success. Everybody had their own vision of success. And although I wanted the best for my sisters and brothers, their best and what they wanted, what they considered success, was not what I considered success. And I had to learn that about myself. And I had to learn to tone my controlling behavior down. And I had to learn to accept others for who they were and for what they wanted. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. They didn't want what I wanted for them. They wanted what they wanted for them. And it's all worked out. We're all grown now. They're living good. I'm living good. And it took some work on my part. I had to become self-aware of my behavior. And I am suggesting to you today that you learn who you are. Learn who you are, because we attract who we are. You want a good man? Become a good woman. Become a good person. Become everything that you want in a person, and it will come to you. All right? Now, again, this is my first podcast, and I hope you liked it. I plan on touching a lot of different subjects. The name of my my brand is Master Self-Love Inside, and that is my goal, is to help you to love yourself inside. Some people put on jewelry, weave, lashes. We do it. Some of us do it to cover up who we really are. But once you learn to love yourself inside, once you learn to take the time to love yourself inside, honey, you will be unstoppable. No one can harm you. Nothing negative can touch you, because you will know who you are. All right, so thank you for joining me on my first podcast. I appreciate you coming by. Have a blessed evening. All right, bye-bye.